Legends in the game, ready to ignite. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright. Caffeine runs fueling his creativity inside. Got a YouTube channel where he's shining so bright. MTG3, the show that takes flight. He's a lyrical beast, spitting fire with every bite. Rap metal flow, pounding beats to win sight. No one can stop him, he's on a meteoric height. Super fast tortoise, the champion of the fight.
Good morning, hope you're up. Enjoy that coffee in your cup. Good morning from the shelf. Super fast tortoise does so well. Sit back, relax, time to chillax. Face the facts, morning coffee show intact. Let's enjoy the show, let's enjoy the flow. Morning coffee is the best. Shine with friends, we are blessed. Coffee for every dude.
Boom. That's right. I said boom to you.
Boom,
To you.
shakalaka.
That's right. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom. That's a reference from the 90s.
Yep.
Well, before we start the show, I got one thing to say. Welcome back, Tortoise.
Thank you.
Yes.
Missed you since you hadn't been streaming. Welcome back.
It was rough. It was rough. Like, there was so much stuff happened. We'll get into that a little bit later, but so much stuff happened that it just took me away from my morning stream, which I missed so much. Even KJ was keeping tabs on me, like, dude, are you okay? Even the police, sure, they reached out and they're like, what's up? You doing all right? Like, yeah, it's just a weird week. But back on the line. How's everybody doing today? Hillbilly, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Didn't have a good stream this morning, but, doing pretty good.
Yeah. You still doing that giveaway this Saturday?
Oh, yeah. This Saturday is the day for the giveaway.
Whoop, whoop. Hell yeah. Tibalts Apprentice. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
You're looking pretty dapper over there.
It's something I do every now and then, removing that mustache and starting over.
Right? Like I'm expecting you to have like a baller cap on. Yeah. Then pretty soon you have a cane and you'll be walking down the street conjuring evil spirits.
I'm surprised he didn't get his wife to take a burnt marker and write baller across his forehead.
It was all I could do to get her to shave my lip for me.
All right. Mugenfool, how are you doing?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I just want to see Tibalt kind of looks like the Batman villain Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
I gotcha. Yes.
Tibalt is a villain, so it's very fitting.
Sometimes.
I've seen his nasty combos and plays on Arena.
Mm-hmm.
And look, he doesn't even cover it up. He's like, look how vicious and evil this deck is. Let's see how evil we can be. He's like, let's see what we conjure up. And all of a sudden, like, some evil spirit breaks out of Arena and haunts your soul through the lens of the camera. It's just dark. It's just dark.
Generally, these are the tears of my enemies that I'm sipping.
All right, KJ, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing real good. I'll tell you what, just got monetized over there at Twitch.
Woo-hoo. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting it too, because when the first 3 months I was at Twitch, I was like putting in the grind, I'm gonna do everything I possibly can. Got to get my art shown. My artist is talented. She needs her recognition. The next thing I'm like over here on YouTube, spending all my time hanging out with you guys. Only streamed like 7 days this month. And then I get over to Twitch to actually do a stream after procrastinating for another week. And as soon as I get there, it says, "Congratulations, you have reached monetization."
Wow.
And it says, "You are now an affiliate." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't even do anything this month. So procrastination does work.
It pays off.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. He's monetized. He's rolling in the dough. He's monetized. Penny's out the roll. What's up, monetized?
Oh yeah.
Man. I say pennies on the roll because people say you're monetized. They somehow think you're making bank, but literally, like when you're making money, like you're getting change out of that money.
Yep.
You got to build it up.
Yeah. But congratulations to KJ for getting the monetization. Woo woo.
Yeah.
I don't expect to go anywhere, but hopefully, it you get a little enough to buy a coffee for the morning coffee show.
There you go.
That's right. There's a donation platform I've been tempted to use called Buy Me a Coffee just for the flavor of the theme.
Oh, I use it too. Ko-Fi.
Ko-Fi.
Yeah, Ko-Fi.
But right now I'm just keeping everything in YouTube Spectral Light. Like I'm still working on the idea of memberships, like we talked about the other day. And I'm still trying to figure that out because, man, it is kind of rough. Like what you can do on a zero budget, a zero budget lifeline there. All right, really quick, let's say hi to people in chat. First of all, we got Backwoods Collector. Backwoods Collector.
Hey.
That's right. Yeah, we like.
He's in the backwoods. He's collecting them things in the backwoods.
I bet he's taking pictures of Bigfoot and never showed them to anybody.
Probably.
But the ones he has shown were like super blurry.
He's only taking pictures of the female Bigfoots.
Dirty. All right. Then we got Cane Shaker. Cane Shaker. Hello, Cane Shaker. This past weekend, the age-old question was finally answered. Who let the dogs out? It was Super Bath Tortoise. That's right. Who let the dogs out?
Woof, woof, woof.
Okay, dude, that was epic. Everybody woof. I cannot say it. That was horrible because that was amazing. All right. Then we got Mrs. Hillbilly in chat. Whoa, whoa. She says,
Mrs.
congratulations,
Hillbilly.
DJ, on being monetized.
Thank you, Mrs. Hillbilly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, check. Ooh, boy, KJ's making the big bucks. Fractions of pennies.
Fractions of pennies.
Right. I remember seeing this.
Good to have that validation that you're moving in the right direction.
Right. I remember seeing this movie. This is what makes me think of like YouTube, the way YouTube does money and stuff. There's this comedy called The Mafia or something like that. Like it's called Mafia. And this guy is getting ready for payday. And his boss is going through the register and you hear paper moving and everything. And he's like counting change and stuff. Then all of a sudden he pulls out a penny for his payments and gets like a wire clipper and cuts the penny in half and gives the guy the bigger half. Says, "This is your payment for the week."
That's how it felt when I was working on a regular basis.
How are you doing today, Mugenfool?
I'm doing good. I just been trying to relax the last 2 days.
Oh.
I'm also sick at the moment.
Yeah, don't be sick.
So if you hear me coughing, it's probably just me coughing.
Well, if you're
Spend too many wild nights out. Too many wild nights out. I keep on
wish.
telling you.
What are you talking about? Mugenfool staying up past 8 o'clock in the evening, man. He's partying it out way too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Just
Like
video games. Party video games, I tell you what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mugenfool's thing. If you ain't drinking enough Kool-Aid, you ain't having fun.
Right.
Well, you got to stay off the hard stuff. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Okay, I'll go back to Pepsi.
No, don't hurt Cookie Dude's feeling. Cookie Dude's a Coke man. He's worked and drank Coke his entire life. The only Pepsi product that's ever touched his lips was Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Yep. Mrs. Hibble is allergic to Coke.
Oh,
no.
Yep, she cannot drink Coca-Cola. I mean, I like Coca-Cola, but she can't drink it.
Oh, that
sucks. Because Coke Zero is really good. Coke Zero is one of the best zero sugar drinks out there.
I've become a fan of it. I never would touch the stuff or whatever. But the doctor last time I went told me I was pre-diabetic, so I decided to make some changes, and one of them was adding Coke Zero. And I have to admit, of all the diet or zero products, that's like the one thing that that I could drink okay and enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. Like, because weirdly, most zero drinks, sodas out there, like the only good ones that are worth drinking are like Dr. Pepper, where it's already sweet, or root beer, because it's already sweet. You know, it kind of disguises the flavor. But Coke Zero, when they redid the formula to make it taste more like Coke, they did a banger job.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So far, the only diet drink that I like is basically just Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, but Dr. Pepper Zero is like better because the sweetener is not as sweet as the diet drinks. That's what's good. That's what's good.
I would get into this conversation with you guys, but I do not talk blasphemy.
That's funny. That's funny.
I do not speak the words of blasphemy of diet, sugar-free, or alternate sugars, or the blasphemous conversation that you guys are currently having. Give me my cane plant.
Right?
Well, I do, but I don't hardly drink diet drinks. But I do like, but if I had a choice, if I had no choice but to drink a diet drink, right now it would be Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper. Like I'm telling you, if you like Diet Dr. Pepper, you should try Dr. Pepper Zero. I'm telling you.
I think the only sugar-free drink that I do is I do the Mountain Dew, the no sugar Mountain Dew that they have, the Mountain Dew Zero, But then when they do the limited release of the pure sugar Mountain Dew, when they do that every year, they do it like once a year. They release with the actual sugar. Oh man!
Oh yeah!
And I didn't know they do that.
Yeah.
I'd kill for one of those.
Yeah.
Well, let's not get arrested. I'm looking full. All right. Let's not do.
You know what I mean?
That, my friends, we've got to this point.
You are watching Super Fast Tortoise.
Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. So many creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright.
Woo-hoo! Hello! Ooh, Cougar Dude says Coke is the best. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, since I did do a poll on my YouTube channel, Bloomberg is the winners. Because, you still cast your vote on that poll, but more than likely Bloomberg is going to be the winner.
Hell yeah.
But James says that he'd rather have a Pop-Tart. So if he wants a Pop-Tart, he wins. I'll send him a Pop-Tart.
That'd be cheaper shipping too.
Yeah, because the poll does say other.
Right.
Make sure the postman doesn't get hungry.
When I first came around here, I thought cane and cane shaker meant sugar. It was like he was shaking sugar. Oh, it makes sense. But no, if you knew the power of the cane, power of the cane.
But sugar cane shaker, he's sweet.
Yeah, he seems sweet until that cane breaks your tooth right here, like he did mine. No, I'm kidding. But no, cane shaker. The story behind cane shaker, for those who don't know, is he has a cane and every time he's angry at something, he threatens to shake it at the sky. Or when the weather's bad, he's shaking it at the sky. And he always made comments about shaking his cane. So we somehow given his cane magical powers and strength beyond belief. And it ended up changing his name from James Willis as his YouTube name to Cane Shaker.
And you sure ain't because every one of them kids who lost their baseball in his backyards, you ain't getting this, and he's shaking it at the kids when you ain't getting this baseball back. It's mine now.
That's right.
It's mine now.
That's what I do with the neighbors when they play golf. I just keep their golf balls.
Yeah, have a collection of golf balls and nothing.
They shouldn't be golfing into my my house if they didn't want their They need to keep their golf balls.
Well, keep your golf balls off my lawn. What's up?
Yeah, for real.
All right, so kind of tying in. So the reason why I've been absent, for those who haven't been in the loop, even though I've tried sharing on Discord, Facebook, and keeping close tabs with my friends, I've been dog sitting this week. Then we had family friends coming to town, and I broke a tooth. Yay! Eating a cow tail. If you know what those are, it makes no sense because I've eaten harder things than cow tails. And what happened is a filling fell out. Right.
No, filling fell out. No.
Revenge of the cowtails. You know, they hate that I love to eat the steak.
Well, I wonder how many times I told you. I told you stay away from those cow butts. You don't need to mess with no cow butts. You don't know what comes. You should already know what comes out of those cow butts. You don't want to be messing with those.
Right.
Where the pipes come from, right?
I thought America was a fan of natural gas.
Hook that methane up.
Wait, hold on. You're telling us it was a cow tail? From what I saw within the Magic the Gathering gossip news, is that you got into a very aggressive Magic game, and it turned out that you were the one. You should have seen the other guy after the game.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Must have cast one board wipe too many.
Right, one board wipe too many.
Yeah, and then at the very end, he played Holy Cow.
Jeez, Tibalts. Knowing who you are, how many is too many board wipes?
I don't. So I swore off for the past. I'm gonna say for the past month, maybe 2 months. I swore off playing board wipes, and it just caused chaos at every table I was at. Because everybody's like, well, don't you have a board wipe? Aren't you going to play it? And I'm like, well, no, I'm trying not to rely on them. I'm trying not to use them like a crutch these days. And they're like, yeah, but, we need to take care of this. I'm like, what do you mean we? You need to take care of that.
Right. That's how you play Magic. You hold on to your answer to see if everybody else has an answer before you cast your answer.
Well, that's why it's so important to play in turn also, because I know people are anxious to like, oh, I've got this. And like, well, okay, if you got that, I'll save this for later then. So I try to play more judiciously. So it's been a season of no board wipes. I broke that streak last night, though, because I brought out Windgrace and played about 6 of them myself, I think.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems I've been having. I've been playing on Arena as part of my education. And like my biggest problem so far is knowing when to place a card. And you have like
I was
7 in your hand and whatnot.
The best way is just to hold back. I mean, unless you're talking about specific timing rules or whatever. But best thing to do is hold back things until they affect you, until it's somebody coming after you, or it's something that's going to cripple your board state. Then's the time to play it. But, or were you talking about the timing of when cards are played?
Well, both actually. I'm still learning that dynamic of the game. I've gotten to the point where like. Especially like at first it was kind of confusing because Arena is like, okay, you can play that and it's okay, the computer will not tell you otherwise, or it will tell you otherwise. It'll say you can't play this, it won't let you play it, but if it lets you play it, you played it too soon and it's like, oh, there goes a good card, I guess I should have held on to that for a minute. But at least what I've noticed, like with your community, if they're playing with the newbie, sometimes if they're being generous, they'll be like, "Oh, you don't want to play that yet. Don't play that yet." But then I don't trust half the community who's telling me not to play that yet, because it's like, are you telling me not to play that yet because it's actually a good move, or are you telling me not to play that yet because I shouldn't play that yet?
Generally, I like to lean into the idea that most people are good natured, and if they're they're going to be trying to help you for the most part. Doesn't always count, but sometimes people will do you dirty in a game or whatever. But I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt until they do that to you.
Right. Or tell people what's a good move, what's the better move and something to do. Because it's like sometimes people will play cards and they'll be like, I play this card, then I'll play this card. And sometimes it gets to a point where like, well, if you switch those around to how you did that, you'll get more value on what you're trying to do than doing it the way you're doing it now. You know, we like to see good value in games. We like to see good value in plays, and we like to see people learning, yo. There's more than drinking coffee.
And then I got a similar situation when I was playing Arena where I'm like, okay, I played that card too early last time and it didn't do me any good. So I'm going to play that card a little later. So I did the same thing. I did exactly the opposite and I still got wiped by the computer. But you know, the computer's just, it's war. I'm not going to let you win if I don't have to.
All right. Well, one thing about Magic, you can compare it to a game called chess, because Magic is a strategic game. You got to have strategy in order to play the cards at the right time. And the more you play, the more you learn. The more you learn, the better you'll get.
Right. So fun fact, chess has a finite amount of pieces to it. You know what every piece does on your opponent's side and your side.
Right.
Magic's not that simple. Magic has tons of things to do, even in standard, right? Because I believe that's what KJ is playing in standard at the moment. You got 5 years,
whatever Arena.
Yeah, well, I'm just using that because chess is a strategic game. So is Magic.
Right. So the best thing to do to try to learn is learn the meta, what people are playing and what people are playing the most, and work against that. Figuring out how many games you can get in a day. Like, see what decks people are repeatedly playing between different people, and try to figure that out. What decks are performing and overperforming. On top of that, it is like chess. Not taking that away from you. It's just, you know, there seems to be more or less of a finite amount of cards in standard because you got 3-year rotation.
There's elements to it too, though. Like chess, you need to think 2 or 3 moves ahead, and so that's something that you have to keep in mind. But I think the absolute best way to do it, KJ, is just what you're doing, which is playing lots of games. Yeah. The more games you play, the more comfortable you're going to feel with the things, and the more. One thing that I have to be careful about, because this has come up with my wife being a newish player and stuff, though, too, when you're sitting at the table as an older player or a more experienced player, let's say that, not old, as a more experienced player, you want to be careful about giving too much advice. Make sure that the advice is wanted, because it can be overwhelming for a new player, especially in a pod of 4 people where 3 people are saying, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that. And maybe not everybody has their best interests at heart, but make sure and say, you know, do you mind? So one thing you might want to do, or suggest it, or even talk about the games afterwards, sometimes is a good thing to do, depending on the pod that you have or where you're playing. If you're playing in person where you can sit down with a group that you're comfortable with, that's always helpful. But generally, the way I like to play it, or the way that generally I play with my friends, is it's the same way we play poker, where the cards don't lie. So in poker, we've had people put down hands and claim that they have this, and it's like, well, actually, you have this, this, and this, and based on what's on the board, this is the better play. So the same thing with Magic. I feel like up to a certain point, not in tournament settings or whatever, you know, maybe not when there's prizes on the line, but I also feel like the cards don't lie either. So if you're playing this card and this card, well, they have to work and act in this certain way. So even if you miscalled it when you cast it, maybe we'll take that back, or maybe we'll just kind of suspend the game and use it as a teachable moment for everybody. Like, if you do this, this is how the game plays. I'm not particularly good at it. I mean, I know the rules well enough, but there's always somebody, it seems, that knows them better than I do. And so I defer to them in those cases. But anyhow, I'm not sure. I covered a whole bunch of points there. Did any?
You did. You did. Just going to comment on 2 of them. Poker. First of all, I loved your analogy on poker, because the cards don't lie, but the player does.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing
Yes.
about poker. But with it being daunting and like learning, there's two reasons I've noticed. First of all, it seems like with the endless amount of cards that you have possibilities for in to build a deck with, and learning, you can learn the cards, but then they're like people are saying learn the deck, but then each deck, because everybody can build a deck, each deck can be ultimately endlessly different. So
Yeah.
it's like so now you're telling me to learn the deck, and we switched out 2 cards, and my deck it would now be completely different and play completely differently.
Well, another thing too along that way is a card can be used offensively or defensively too. A lot of times, and I have to go over this only with my wife, and I keep not picking on her or whatever, but because I'm more experienced or whatever, I'll point out like, this is how she'll look at a card and say, well, this is how it's used, right? This is what it says. And so on. I'm like, yes, but you could play that on their card, their creature, their thing or whatever. And one other thing about poker, the similarities with poker, another similarity is the idea that in poker, hands are arbitrary. Sometimes a pair of 2s is nothing until nobody has anything better than that. Same thing with Magic. The cards that you draw, the hand that you might have, might be great this time, but playing against a different type of deck, that hand does absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that arbitrary factor there also and stuff. That's another way that Magic is like poker, because the hands are completely arbitrary.
Right. KJ, have you ever played the game Flux?
Flux?
Yeah.
No, but I use a capacitor of sorts in my time machine.
All right. So there's a card game called Flux. If you can afford, like just a game, it's a card game. If you can just afford one of the card games, then just play that on your own. The game's about changing the board state every realm possible. You can play that over and over. You can play by yourself. You can play with other people. And if you can understand the way the board state changes every time and try to apply that to Magic, that's a good training grounds for learning Magic too.
And what kind of game is Flux? Is it a card game or
yeah, it's a card game.
Play with pieces?
It's kind of a drafting kind of game. You're not really drafting, but you're swapping cards with everybody. You're always changing rules of the game with cards on the board. And like more, this would be more for Commander, but also people are always playing creatures that changes the state of the board a lot. So learning Flux and learning the ever changing flow, because sometimes in Magic, 2 creatures will negate something that's going on that have 2 different abilities. Like
back.
Right. So you have a creature with lifelink, but then your opponent plays a card that says players can't gain life.
Tainted Remedy.
Yeah.
Something that does damage to you instead. Every time you gain life, you lose life instead.
Right.
Not to be evil or anything, but
not to be evil, not to fit the criteria of being Tibalts Apprentice, not to be diabolical. But that's what I just want to say. If you can, you can probably find an internet way to play Flux or anything, something like that for free somewhere. Check it out. It's fun. But anyways, Hillbilly.
Oh yeah.
You know we're late.
Yeah, we are.
You know what time of day it is?
Well, it was time for the
Card of the day.
Ooh, nice.
This is a saucy card. In fact, I just picked up one of these bad boys yesterday for the cube. Yes, James, cube makes you Randy. All right, Last Dragon Queen, 6 mana, 6/6, legendary creature dragon, has flying. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying.
Ooh.
Then it has pay 2. Dragons control get +1/+0 until in turn. It's fire breathing, but for all your dragons. This card is fire.
Yeah, it is. I know somebody that probably could use this card here.
Yeah, I know someone who probably has this in their Miriam deck.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be our friend Ella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was thinking about Cootie Dude could use this card.
he could definitely use this card too. like sadly, how I got this card was I went to the shop in the mall. It was called Turtle Power Games, which I made a commercial for a long time ago. They're stepping out of Magic, so they're just kind of getting rid of their collection. So I bought a couple of their cards. They sell them pretty cheap because I got this for like $3-4. No,
Nice.
yeah. So, and that's because of the money I got from dog sitting. And so I got to get this. I got a couple other cards. One being a board wipe. Yeah, I found a Crooks of Fate. You know, that's not easy to find all these days.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I got this, and I got a Planeswalker for my cheap dinosaur deck. But I got this card. I'm like, this will fit in the cube. Then, because like I'm thinking about putting Kalia in the cube because there's a lot of dragons and demons in there, and probably fit as a flavor win for a deck build, especially when you do Commander Night out of the cube. It's pretty cool. Whoa, 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 whoa! Madam Monk. So I gotta get me one of those. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice card. Thank you. Let's catch up on chat. Madam Monk, nice to have you here. You rock. You rule. But yeah,
I think what Mana Monk was looking for was the time machine.
Yeah.
He asked me where my time machine was. I told him it was in my razor.
All right. not your DeLorean.
Yeah, exactly.
Ironically, I watched Back to the Future this week, and it was on TV. I was dog sitting, and I watched it. And I'm like, this movie still stands for today's standards.
Yeah.
Pretty,
Lots of fun.
pretty cool. All right. Now with that, we're gonna roll some pictures of the day. So, unbeknownst to everybody, I found a picture of Tibalt taking a shower. It's kind of grotesque. If you need to look away.
Oh, this was taken before you shaved.
Before I shaved, yes.
No, not the coffee. I need that to live. Yeah, that was funny. Then a picture of my ego today. Oh, I could go for some coffee. So I was randomly going through Facebook for this next picture, and I saw it. And I'm like, I have to use that picture. That makes sense. Well, looks like a Pokemon turtle drinking a little tiny cup of coffee. So perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Squirtle.
Squirtle. Squirtle Dirtle. But the next and final picture on the list came from KJ on Discord. So if you want to know, you can share pictures on Discord for pictures of the day to show up and be part of the show to help create the show for what it is. This one.
Well, we're going to be doing this regularly. Once a week, we're going to come out with an original meme from the Discord page. What we're going to do is we'll find a random picture, whether it be AI generated or a picture that we find on the internet. You guys can you can actually submit a picture through the picture of the day on Discord, and we'll if there's no pictures, we'll find one and we'll put it up, and we're going to ask you guys to create the caption. And if you create the caption, the best caption will be picked and made into a meme, and we will put it on the In the Shell Morning Podcast.
Ooh, that's spicy. I didn't know that's how deep you want to go with it. That's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So jealous.
And by the way, I like the way you're doing your coffee right there. I mean, I didn't know you went straight coffee grounds into your cup.
Right? Well,
that's only because he can't snort them.
Well, if I just put coffee grounds in my mouth, the saliva will get there and just breathe the coffee straight into my bowl. That's how it works. Like my mouth is a percolator for coffee.
Mr. Tortoise Percolators.
Right. One day I'll be sponsored by a coffee company, and they'll make a super fast tortoise coffee percolator.
You said you can't store them. It just depends on you gotta use your imagination sometimes.
All right. Well, with that, I want to remind you in the future we have memberships coming up, and in part of the memberships, you'll be able to get a printable version of this certificate. It's an official member of the Creep. You give you a place of 9, sign your name, date of the membership. You know, I think this would be awesome. Hillbilly has one. KJ has one. You know, be an awesome one to get
I'm not
membership.
only a member, but I'm president of the fan club.
That's right. Pretty much how it's working. All right. Oh, and we got a late bloomer late to the show. I mean,
Fine fish.
You thought the Tibalts was bad sometimes.
Hey, there he is.
Captain Waffles.
Captain, my captain.
What's up, Captain Waffles?
Hi. It's like I'm fixing things. But then, as we get to it, we're going to get to the question of the day. Question of the day, somebody can submit on Discord. It could be a video of you, be an AI generated video, as long as it's, you know, tasteful and respectful. And we will have it on the show. It's another way for you to interact. And how do you do that? Well, check this out.
Presented by Discord, we have the question of the day.
So the question of the day comes from AI version of Kermit the Frog. And Kermit the Frog has a question I think Tibalt will probably have the most fun with.
What is a silly commander you have built in Magic the Gathering? Have you built a silly commander?
Yeah.
Silly. So it's a glass cannon. I don't know if that counts as silly, but Worth the Raid Mother. Well, okay, so I've got two. I'm going to say Worth the Raid Mother or the Reaper King. And not that it's silly, but the Reaper King, it's not a mean build. I have a silly build which has lots of zombie planeswalkers in it.
Right.
Zombie just because they were the ones from Comic-Con, the 2016 or whatever ones. But the other one that's maybe a one that you don't see too often is Worth the Raid Mother. And that's built just as a big old fireball generator. That's what it's supposed to be. It doesn't always work out that way, but she has Conspire. So every time when Worth the Raid Mother comes in, she brings 2 green, red goblins with her. And so every spell that you cast has Conspire. So if you tap 2 creatures that match the color, you can copy it.
Right.
So things can get out of control when you do a Brass's Bounty or something, and you've got, 14 lands, and suddenly you're getting 28 extra treasures and stuff.
Right.
Things can get out of control with it. So
Ridiculous.
yes, it can be.
All right. It sounds ridiculous. And I want to say, hey, Brian Fish. Fish without an eye is just.
Well,
all right.
I can honestly say I haven't built no commander deck. I've always just dealt with the precons.
Right.
I think your Mothman's ridiculous.
It is pretty ridiculous. So I have a commander that I built ridiculously. I read this commander. I'm like, I have to build it. Well, first of all, it seems budget. Like the idea of it seems budget. But when I dug into building this deck, I never knew there was that many one mana Death Touchers. Now it's Rigo Streetwise Mentor. Rigo Streetwise Mentor costs a green, white, or white and a blue. So you can mix and match however you want to, except the white has to be white. This is Rigo Streetwise Mentor into the battlefield with a shield counter on it, which is mad. Whenever you attack a player or planeswalker with 1 or more creatures with power 1 or less, draw a card. And when I built this deck, I'm like, what's something no one wants to block? I'm like, how about a creature with Death Touch? How many creatures that cost 1 mana have Death Touch? Well, apparently there's like 20 of them. A lot of power 1/1s. Yeah, because attack into play, draw a card. Now I built this deck for Commander Raids. It's a format that I believe still exists. Hasn't been played in a while, but I believe still exists. It's a group hug deck, which I have Font of Mythos in this deck. I have Howling Mine. I have the Crew Fix card that lets everybody draw an additional card. So there's a group hug in this deck. And I got some big bangers in this deck. Like I have a original Galta, mono green Galta, where it costs 1 less to cast for each power amongst creatures you control. which is ridiculous. And I got Orin Viper that lets you draw cards if you do combat damage. So I try to draw lots of cards in the stack just to do a lot. And it's group huggy because like for Commander Ray, again with this deck, it's not always going to win, but sometimes this deck brings out heat, some power, and it's pretty good. I just love the card when I saw it. Plus, if you didn't know, Tortoise is a Bant player. He might play 5 colors a lot. He might play Naya dinosaurs, but Bant's his favorite color combination. Yeah.
Nice.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Captain Waffles.
Finally in the land of cell phone service.
Yeah. Have you built a silly deck with Captain Waffles?
I have. So I built Ashling the Pilgrim of 99 Mountains before. And that's silly because you just blow everybody up, including yourself. But I did make the deck for my daughter to play where it's not 99 Mountains. But I would say if you're going to play the 99 Mountain version, you could probably go silly and cut some cards and definitely put the One Ring in there so that when you do go to kill everybody, you One Ring to save yourself.
Right. Nice. That's a clever way to go around it, be around it.
One ring to save yourself.
What ring? The Ring of Awesome. The Ring of Awesome. Yeah. I need to watch Bill and Ted's Awesome Adventures. Get that rift in my head. You know, when they're like all excited to do a rift and in the movie. That's right. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. Now, we actually got the question today. We got picture of the day. I think we're caught up. To get to this point right here.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.
Moves, the strategies, and the flares. Superfast Tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes.
That's right. That's right. Look at Hillbilly. Hi, Hillbilly.
Look at Hillbilly. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, yeah. Just take a look. That's Hillbilly right there.
Let's get him to 500 subscribers, or 1,000 rather. Let's get him to 1,000. That's what we want.
Oh yeah. So when we get to when we get him to 1,000 subscribers, he's going to shave that pretty hair off.
Yeah.
And when we get Tortoise to 1,000, he's wearing a wig.
Maybe.
You should get a Dolly Parton wig.
Now, see, we'll make it. Why don't we make it more interesting here? If you get the 1,000 subscribers, Hillbilly's hair becomes the wig for Tortoise.
Oh my gosh, that would be.
I was literally going to say that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Just saying, if we're gonna place these stakes down,
I actually back.
These are the stakes. Then we got to make it one step higher. Hillbilly's shaved head for Tortoise's wig.
How much does that cost? That's the question there.
Well, I could do that.
We'd do it on a budget. We'd get some duct tape and some Gorilla Glue. We will make it work. Don't worry.
Gorilla Glue.
And it is called Gorilla Glue after all. Gorillas are hairy guys. There's hair there.
So what we do is we get a shower cap. We glue it all to the shower cap and just have it.
that
That
could
would
work.
be awesome.
Yeah, that could actually work.
Hey, they used to do that as practical effects in the 60s to make monster creatures. Why not?
Yeah.
My brain was thinking of the movie Psycho when he dressed up as his mom.
Norman!
It's crazy. Like I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know why that thought came through, but sounds psychotic to wear someone else's hair like that, unless you really need it, or you're battling something and it helps you feel normal, which is good. But like me, I got all the hair in the world. Look at that. I got too much hair in my head. We don't need to get to 1,000 subscribers. Look at that.
I've got all the hair in the world too, but it's on my back, so
right.
I can't do the comb over yet.
I'm waiting for the day when they make permanent hair loss solutions where you can like permanently remove your hair. I think they have a way to do it, but I just don't think they do it because then the one part of the industry will be losing out a lot of money you know, for hair removal products between men and women. They're like, well, if we make this, people will find out, then we'll lose a lot of money because they'll never buy more hair removal stuff again.
I'm sorry, I had to mute my mic for a half a second because of Cane Shaker.
No one wants to see SFT in a shower scene. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm too hot for that. Like that would break the camera, that'd break the internet, all that jazz. That's horrible. No one wants to see me in a shower. You know, every time we get in the shower, you know, Bad to the Bone plays, you know, the song Bad to the Bone.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you?
It'd probably be better than the Anne Hesh take on the psycho shower scene. Just saying.
Right?
Probably so.
Right. You know, like if we made a music video or something like based off Psycho and me taking showers, I'm trying to kill me. They'll actually have the card stab wound in their hand and they're like jabbing at my back. then instead of seeing blood twirling around the water drain, it'd be like a island, mountains and islands twirling around the mountain drain.
Nice.
And SFT is too sexy for a shirt. I'm too sexy for the shirt. I'm keeping it on. Like every time I go streaking, someone always takes a picture of me and they swear they seen Bigfoot. I'm just saying. Even though I had to do a sleep study this week, and that was weird. The sleep studies are actually a lot easier nowadays. So I done a sleep study a few years ago, and I had to wear this big chest vest type thing to go to sleep, and I had like something around my arm, something on my finger, something on my head. Nowadays they have something that's like a watch that you wear. They have like a little thing that goes on your finger, and they have this wire that you have to glue here. Well, now I got a furry chest. My chest is furry. I had to shave a piece. Oh, I accidentally shaved both pieces of my arm because I got the wrong arm because it had to be on my less dominant arm. Then I had to shave a square right here, so I look like I have like weird bald spots. That had to stick a piece there.
Man-o-lantern.
Yeah.
Well, see, I did a sleep study once. That's how I became a head in a jar. Tibalts Apprentice posted an ad saying doing sleep studies, and I woke up and I'm in this jar.
Wait, Tibalt did it. Where's your tentacles of doom? Where's your Kraken like body?
His Kraken like body is his body that's being used.
Yeah, exactly. They're just using it sans head, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't take a sleep study from Tibalts Apprentice. You end up like me.
Well, he is his apprentice and not any masters. No.
You know what's strange? I don't know if Futurama came up with it first or if it was Mars Attacks, the newer movie where they had the head people in the movie. Because remember, there's a point where they took off two people's heads. Can't remember the names of the actors and actresses.
Pierce Bronson and what's her name? Sarah Jessica Parker.
I think so.
Yeah,
you remember the movie?
Yeah,
I've seen that also on The Simpsons.
Yeah, they did it on The Simpsons, Treehouse of Horror. That gag has been done quite a bit. Back in the 60s, there was a very B-rate mad scientist horror film that did that as well.
That reminds me. I read I was watching YouTube Shorts, right? Apparently, there's a head in a jar that's been perfectly preserved.
Oh yeah,
Serial killer.
There's a couple that they've preserved. One of the earliest ones goes back to the mid 1800s, and it's in the Smithsonian.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Weird facts, people.
Weird facts.
Yep.
Like we do that too much. We might have to make a segment called "Weird Facts" on the show. Be like, here's the weird fact. You know, it's kind of creeping me out on Facebook.
Facebook creeped me out too.
Yeah, Facebook will creep you up. Well, in your case, it's headbook because you're just a face anyways. but like Facebook, they've been putting news that tarantula season's coming up in the lower southwestern area of like Texas, all the way up to basically the bottom of Iowa. And trust me, I do not want to see tarantula. I got a natural fear of spiders already. And like spiders that big scare the shit out of me. Spiders that big, I know I can kill, but that big, no. Now they're talking about tarantulas coming up. Now you're talking about like spiders like that big. Dude, I'm about to lose my mind if I see one of those just floating around.
Just stomp a mud hole into
Here's the thing, right? When it comes to spiders, the ones you want to worry about are the smaller ones, not the super small ones, but the smaller ones, because the bigger the spider, the less likely it's going to want to eat you. You know?
Right. There's a trick to spiders and knowing which ones are poisonous or not. It's similar to the trick about scorpions to know if they're poisonous or not. Like the trick to scorpions, if they have really big claws, they're less poisonous than the ones with smaller claws. Well, with spiders, if they have really big mandibles, that means they're most likely to be less poisonous than spiders with smaller mandibles. And I guess the scientific fact on that is based on how they have to defend themselves. So, like with scorpions, if you see a scorpion's big claws, the stinger is kind of bigger than a normal one. It's the ones with smaller claws that have to rely on their stinger that are scary. Well, spiders, like their mandibles, and I believe that's what they're called, their little mouthpiece. That's fact. They like when you look at a spider like the camel spider. It's not really a poisonous spider, but it got big mandibles, guys, because their defense mechanism, their eating habits are based off that. They can chew things. Basically, in a weird way, if a spider can chew its food, it's not as poisonous as a spider that needs to help juicing up its food. I don't know. Look at me. I'm adding more weird facts to the science class.
Yeah.
Someone's going to come on.
And that was today's fact of the day, brought to you by Super Fast Tortoise.
Right? Well, you made me think about it. Because the whole mandible thing's true even in the world of tarantulas. There's some poisonous tarantulas, and there's very few poisonous tarantulas, but like species wise, not in the world, because I have no clue how many in the world. But most tarantulas are not as poisonous. But all I know in this conversation is I don't want to see a spider.
I don't want to either.
Honestly, can't blame you.
Like I have this spider bite from dog watching and house watching right here, and it bugs me. Like there was 3 spiders, one I never saw, that the wife saw, and it was in the bathroom. I killed one on the floor, and I got bit by one right here. And I found it later, and I couldn't reach it because it went behind a heavy fireplace. I'm like, how dare you?
What do you think the odds are that you walked away with that with superpowers? Have you tried climbing walls?
I did.
Just saying.
And I tried doing this, and nothing's come out. Yeah.
When you see the
spider, does it come from the other end?
Right, that's what I was thinking. You sure?
Surprisingly, a daddy longleg is a very poisonous spider, but you would need to be bitten 1,000 times in the same spot to have an effect. Well, first of all, daddy longlegs are not spiders. Check that out.
I got a question for you. When you seen those spiders, did you jump in your wife's arms so she could protect you from the spiders?
What's surprising?
Oh, I get shocked by spiders, but I'm not afraid to go kill a spider. Now, if the spider is like a few inches long and big, then we're talking about needing a blowtorch or something.
I know a movie that would scare Tortoise.
Right.
I forgot what the movie was called. It was the one with the
Arachnophobia.
Maybe that one, yeah.
Or 8-Legged Freaks.
8-Legged Freaks. My wife owns both of the movies.
Whichever one that
Arachnophobia gets funnier and funnier every time I watch it.
Right?
Just love jumping.
you would have freaked out yesterday then, Tortoise, because I was cleaning a unit, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a spider about the size of a $50 just book it underneath like the thing, and I was like, "Yep, I'm done. This is his porta potty."
Oh man! So there's a reason to my fear of spiders, right? And why I'm not afraid of small spiders compared to big spiders. Is in Utah, there's a lake called the Great Salt Lake. And in that lake, there's a couple islands, like Antelope Island and a couple others. Well, we stayed, me, my grandpa, my Uncle Ben, and my stepbrother Kelly were camping on this island that they decided to do so. Unbeknownst to us little kids, this is part of a spider's migration trail. Like, if you didn't know, some spiders migrate. These spiders are like the size of $50, like you were saying. They have a big bulbous gray butt with like brown and yellow stripes. And there was like, let's just say like 1,000 bushes on this island, covering like every 4 feet. There was a bush, and each bush had like 10 of these spiders. Well, it was scary. Like, it was like I had to walk through this, how to get through this fear. Like, these spiders are huge. Then we had to set up tents. We had to camp out. You know, it was crazy. Then later that night, we were on our own tents because everybody had their own tent to sleep in, and the moonlight's hitting the moonlight is hitting the tent where you can see the light, and we got a windstorm coming. And as the windstorm comes in, you hear smack, 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 and you see these big old spiders plus their big old shadows like twice. Oh my God! Hit your tent.
Wow.
This stuff was scary.
That does sound like nightmare fuel right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? And like these things are hitting the tent, and like my kid brain is thinking that, you know, the feet of the spider is going to poke through that tent and start creating a hole.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily that never happened.
Well, just be glad you don't live in Australia.
Right.
Just saying, because
funnel spiders.
Well, no, not the funnel spiders, but the giant spiders that they have in Australia.
Oh yeah.
I saw a documentary on those guys, and I'm like, oh yeah, that thing's big enough to be a chihuahua.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I might be part Australian, but nothing about me is like, hey, I want to go to Australia and visit the dangerous things. You know, I like my cozy life.
I can honestly admit I do have arachnophobia. I am afraid of spiders. When I see one, it's got to die. I don't care how big it is. It's got to die.
Ditto. Like you know, the only thing in this world that deserves to be hated is spiders.
I don't know. I look at them as rent-paying members of my household.
Yeah,
you know, the rent.
No, I'm sorry. The thing more hated than spiders is Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I got me a new pet this morning. Woke up this morning, walked through my kitchen. I had to go through my kitchen to get here to my office. And right in the middle of my floor was a lizard. I had a lizard in my house.
Ooh.
Pet lizard.
And what did you do with this delicious breakfast?
Yeah, it
Start
wouldn't
charging them rent.
Yeah, I tried to charge them rent, but tried to catch them, but that dang old thing's too fast for me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hillbilly. You just remind me of something I wanted to tell Tortoise. That there's a new dinosaur dropped.
Oh yeah, from
Darn Extinction.
Yeah, from Extinction. A new one was found and completely redone. It's 73 feet in length from tail to head.
Wow.
Ooh, you should drop that link in private chat so we can take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
And all the Scotsmen said, "I told you the Loch Ness monster was real."
That's right.
Funny enough, it was found in a lake bed, so you might be
right.
right.
It sounds bigger than the Spinosaurus, which has gone through a lot of plastic surgery in its day. All right, let's see.
Okay, let me see if I can find a link for it.
All right.
For you.
It says spiders can eat other types of bugs and serve a purpose of getting rid of other bugs. Yeah, they can do that outside the house. All right.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. So
No, I agree with Cane Shaker though. They are rent paying citizens in my apartment, and I will relocate them to a place that's not near my bed and not near my food. But the spiders can stay.
We like spray our house with a bug repellent stuff that works. So we like keeping bugs and spiders away from the house. This thing will kill spiders. Kill on site. I was going to KOS, but that was weird.
Okay,
there's an interesting fact. There's an interesting fact that you were never no more than 10 feet from a spider at any time in your life.
True.
Yep, it's true. All right, hold on. He brought it was discovered by a Utah person. Whoa. Oh, Utah.
Oh.
If anybody knows, I was pretty much raised in Utah, so there's a soft spot in my heart for Utah. All right, share screen. Let's take a look at this. Share screen. All right. Block. Scientists in Utah discovered a rare green-colored dinosaur that was 75 feet long and weighed about 5 tons. Woo. And it's involved in the discovery and recovery of 150 million-year-old rare dinosaur, battlefield, rattlesnakes, mountain lions, and gnats over 10 meters. Whoa, wow. Okay. All right. Houston, what began the giant leg bone found in southeast Utah? 2007 took scientists a fascinating journey. The discovery recovery is the assembly of a 150 million-year-old rare dinosaur. 17 years later, they had Natalie, spelled with a G. The resembled dino skeleton, 75 feet long, nearly twice the size of a metro bus. Woo! And weighs roughly 5 tons. She will make her public debut this fall, displayed at Natural History Museum in Los Angeles, where she has her very own wing. Nice. National Geographic went behind the scenes in exclusive coverage and painstaking process for a story in their September 2024 issue. After the first find in 2007, this acronym team spent the next 10 summers to remote Utah site as they unearthed a jumble massive dinosaur bones in different species. You're playing pick up sticks with bones of a dinosaur bones. This NHMLAC paleontologist Alyssa Bell told National Geographic they're all tangled and locked together. Nice. There's a picture of the dinosaur. I can't wait to get like a. All right, this is not showing there.
I find it funny that Nat Geo is covering this because National Geographic is pretty much known for covering the living.
Right. But dinosaurs, man. Dinosaurs. I wonder what kind of dinosaur.
There's going to be an exhibit there where you can actually hear how it sounded when you press the button.
They're doing that, yes.
Yeah, like it's going to say, "My name's Jeff."
That's always one thing I always try to figure out. How do they know how they sounded like? They've been dead so long.
Well, with like the T-Rex and stuff, they pretty much know how the muscle tissue works. They got a good guesstimate like how the lung capacity is. They know the biology pretty well enough. Like of an animal, they know how to relate to like certain kind of animals, and they can do it. Like the T-Rex, they have a really scary purr sound to the T-Rex, and it has a small growl. It was more they were talking about how it was more of a quieter dinosaur because it's already huge and already made enough sound walking, but it's still light-footed and it hunted well. And they're like, here's how it sounds. And this is more of like the best educated guess I got. It's not 100% perfect because we'll never know for reals and until they clone those dinosaurs, which United States government, where's our Jurassic Park? Come on.
Well, don't ask the United States government. Ask Australia because Australia is the one that's trying to currently unextinct the Australia is trying to unextinct a breed of dingo that was
the one that the striped back in and whatnot.
It's like a tiger striped dingo, and they're trying to unextinct that. and also like Russia is working with a couple of scientists from around the world to, like Mugen just said, to unextinct the woolly mammoth. But it would be, if they do the woolly mammoth thing, it's actually going to be like a crossbreed with DNA, kind of like Jurassic Park, where they took the frogs to make the dinosaurs.
Right.
But they're going to be taking, I believe, the white elephant and the African white elephant, and they're going to be using the DNA for that to do the.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing with
woolly mammoth.
raptors and chickens.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, they are. Like they accidentally messed around with the DNA of a chicken's egg and fertilized it, and it came out looking like a dinosaur.
Wow. Yikes.
But
Sounds like
anyway,
they need to just stop.
Right. You know, they get so preoccupied if they could, and they were so preoccupied if they could, and never stopped to think if they should.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Dr. Malcolm.
Yes. Woo. With that, my friend. With that, my friends,
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. So it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
whoa. Well, as much as I'd love to go longer, I know some people got to get going. So we're going to start this off first with the ball for the show.
Hey. Okay. So check out Tibalts Apprentice on all the platforms. Check it out on YouTube. Check it out on Instagram for the most recent things. And I'm hoping there's going to be some Commander games sometimes this weekend.
Yes,
super fast there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
so I'm hoping
there'll
there's going to be some games.
There'll be a game. There'll be a game Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 6 o'clock for each of those.
Yeah, for your end, yes. 8 o'clock.
Okay, well, on my end, yeah, on my end. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
good. I may
whatever
have to
games
get
you
into
wanna
one
get
or two of those.
Yeah, all right, nice. Sure. So go check out the Tibalts Apprentice. And if you didn't know, the Tibalts Apprentice has a TCG store, which is linked in the description below. Go check it out if you're
Yes, I
looking to
do.
buy things online.
Thank you.
All right, now the second person to shill. Let's get him shilling because I got his stuff. Captain Waffles, let's get you shilling. Where is your pictures? Right here.
Mon Capitan.
Yeah, so pool game coming up. I don't know yet if I'm gonna have to move it or not. I'm still trying to work out some details. I really want to still keep it on the 24th, but I might have to move it to the 31st. I'm not sure yet. But anyways, we got 60 spots left out of 130. So it's going quick. So you better hurry up and get your spots if you haven't gotten them. Because once we sell out, someone is guaranteed to get a Sheldred foil etched Apocalypse. So that's the big card to pull. And then there's a Bloomburrow Play Booster box for first prize. And then if you missed out on that, we do have the raffle where the big card is the Emrakul, the World of New Borderless foil with some other stuff. And then, I got a bunch of stuff coming out down the pipeline, doing lives and other things more frequently. Just put out a video this morning. So, that's pretty much it. If you want to get in contact with me, hit me up on Discord or Patreon. If you want to get your pools or raffle tickets.
All right. Now for Hillbilly.
Alrighty, folks. The channel is growing dramatically fast. Like it. We're at 555 subs. 555. Awesome. Appreciate it. And also make sure there's a poll on the community tab to vote for which box of cards that you want me to use for a giveaway on the 17th. Now it's going to be, so far the winner is going to be Bloomburrow so far. Bloomburrow getting the most votes. So if it is Bloomburrow, then we'll open the Bloomburrow box for the giveaway on Saturday. And it's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the box, open the box, and split the box up between 3 people. That's 12. That's probably about 12 packs per person. 3 winners on Saturday. And also, there's some rules that I have to abide by for this giveaway. Rule 1, you got to be a U.S. citizen because I cannot ship overseas because that's costly, and I ain't got that kind of money to do that. And 2, you have to be in my Discord. That way, I can contact you if you win. And to enter the giveaway, you have to make comments on my videos that I put out. I know you can't do it when they're live, but right after they're live, you can go back in and leave a comment. And I will be picking a random video. And that random video will be the one I use for the giveaway. You use comment picker to pick the winners on Saturday. And so just make sure you are commenting on the videos that I put out. And Saturday, and that's really, I'll be streaming again this afternoon at 2 o'clock, some more arena. Then on Saturdays at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, I will be doing a Commander game.
All right. Sounds awesome.
Yep.
Then we get to KJ Cowboy Dan. What's up?
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm KJ Cowboy Dan, your karaoke DJ head in the jar. And I just got monetized on Twitch. So I'm going to be hanging out on Twitch a lot more than I have been. And we're going to be playing some games. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of things. And I'm going to let chat decide what my content is. So be sure to join me on Twitch. The address is in the chat, so feel free to give me a like there and follow, and let's have a little bit of fun. You guys are going to tell me what to do.
All right. Woo, woo.
Of course, I'm going to be hanging out with Superfast and the gang here on YouTube still regularly, so don't worry.
Don't worry. You're going to still see that cartoonish, handsome, devilish face of his.
Don't worry, be happy.
That's right. Then, mugenfool.
Yeah. I think I'm going to record some videos later if I get the chance. If I don't forget to. But if I do, I'm going to try to upload it tomorrow.
All right. And then get to Super Fast Tortoise today. So I had Song of the Day earlier. I don't remember what the Song of the Day they listed as. So, today's Song of the Day right here. Today's Song of the Day can be Silent Lucidity by Queensryche. Ooh. Go check that out today. We'll do it. Thank you, James Willis, Cane Shaker, for the Song of the Day. But other than that, tonight will be a video game night. Play some Horizon Zero Dawn later on, 8 p.m. or around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, we're going to be doing Commander games. Thursday's Epic Stream night. I would do a cube update, but I only got 1 card to put in the cube, so it's not really worth doing a whole video on that. But it's always worth having fun with playing games of Commander. So come check us out. And with that, my friends, I want to thank you, everybody who hopped on the show today, from Hillbilly, Tibalts Apprentice, mugenfool, Captain Waffles, KJ, Cowboy Dan, you rock, and everybody here in the chat who's been here watching, all of you. Thank you for chilling out. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for chatting with us and being amazing. You guys make the show what it is, and I want to thank you phenomenally for everything you do. And until next time, my friends, have fun, stay cool, play wise, my friends. Boo.
I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that